There is a certain irony in that at the beginning of this project, I was warned to make this essay interesting, when one of Death Stranding's common criticism is how boring it can be. Just watching the gameplay can be, admittedly, uninteresting, especially when the creator of Death Stranding and gaming's original auteur, Hideo Kojima's other works look a little more... So, why is Death Stranding so different than other gaming experiences? Why is it confused so many in the gaming community? And why do we fans keep coming back time and time again? Most games focus on empowering the player, making them feel as if they are unstoppable, with player characters that have unimaginable powers. This makes the player think, how do I use X ability to get through X challenge? For example, in Sonic Mania, the goal of the game is to beat stages as fast as possible. To do this, you first need to master all of the abilities that Sonic has. The drop dash, the spin dash, each has its own use to increase Sonic's speed. Levels are designed to reward this. Mastery of each ability is rewarded with faster paths, while mistakes are punished with longer paths, riddled with traps and enemies. Death Stranding's gameplay loop starts in the same way. You need to use the player character, Sam's abilities, to deliver cargo from place to place. So, what abilities does the player need to master? Walking, and holding on to Sam's bag. That's about it. Now, this is an oversimplification. Sam can do much more than just walk around. Death Stranding does feature combat segments, as well as a reincarnation mechanic, but you use these abilities rarely and only in specific instances. I've had entire play sessions without ever running into the game's enemies, and when I do, sometimes just walking away suffices. To me, this is where the genius comes in. The mechanics aren't what make Death Stranding's gameplay so great, it's the world. Death Stranding is an open world game, meaning its world is a major focus of its design. It's hostile, but not violent. Sam must watch each step he takes, as it could lead to disaster for both him and his cargo. A good example of this is water. Water is another obstacle the map puts before Sam. The depth of the water can affect how fast Sam can wade through it. If the water is too deep, Sam will fall in and lose his cargo. This makes coming across water a risk-reward scenario. Do you go through the water for a faster route, or do you try to find a way around, but at the cost of time? Sam couldn't possibly walk these distances by himself, which leads to one of the biggest ways that Death Stranding sets itself apart, its multiplayer component. When you think of a multiplayer game, most would think of Call of Duty or Mario Kart, games where players play together directly, either in competition or for a common goal. Either way, this leads to competition, division, and hostility. Many can think of a time when a friend or sibling threw them into a pit in Super Mario Bros. Wii, or griefed their house in Minecraft. Death Stranding approaches multiplayer differently. Players do not directly play with each other. Sam will always be isolated from other players. Instead, items left unattended will be set for other players to use. For example, if I leave a truck behind to go climb a mountain, another player can find that same truck and use it to help themselves cross a river. This goes for every item, structure, and package left behind in the game. A rope put on the top of a mountain can help hundreds of players climb. A highway repaired in your game can help me drive larger distances. A post box set close to an enemy camp can help many save their cargo from being stolen. This mechanic can go even deeper. If cargo is lost on longer journeys, it will be sent for other players to deliver. Shared lockers can be used to send extra or unused materials to players who may find better use for the materials. Signs can be posted to warn players of coming danger or to encourage players as they set out. This builds one of gaming's most loving communities without ever needing to directly interact with anyone. Which leads to the final piece that sets Death Stranding apart, its story. Kojima is known for his convoluted plots. The Metal Gear franchise is more than enough evidence of that, but also for his cinematic qualities. The story that Kojima and writers Kenji Yano and Shuya Murata have created is breathtaking. The America they imagined, one whose people are divided not by ideology, but by threat of a dangerous environment, mirrors the world of 2020's COVID-19 pandemic perfectly. Yes, Death Stranding came out a year before, and no, this is not the first time Kojima has seen the future, just don't worry about it. It touches on themes of isolation, parenting, mourning, death, and so much else. It's hard to describe, but definitely worth experiencing. No game has made me cry as much as Death Stranding. Gaming is a quickly evolving medium, being led by some of the greatest artists of our age. Conventions are being broken almost as fast as they're being created. Hideo Kojima is a creator who's not scared of boundaries. Art can be hard to understand without fully experiencing, and Death Stranding is the epitome of this, showing that games do not need to stick to one formula to be amazing.